make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
To throw is Nix. Setting up a screen for Harvey. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And not enough on the throw that time, as that one is incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys
I like
beyond that circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on, or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. Nick's going to give to Harvey. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gets it underneath. Here's Harvey. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
They'll go play action with Nix. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Nix to the air. He finds Sutton crossing the formation, complete. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him, because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Well, of course, you want to find the end zone, but, you go on the road, you get 3 points. I think you take it.
Yeah, pretty good start to the day for them, don't you think, right? You go out there, get the 3 points. Now, look, it's not going to silence this crowd, but it might take a little bit of steam out of them right off the top.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Gino going to hand it to Genty. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Once again, it's Genty. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Throwing now is Gino. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Gino. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. A give out of the gun to Genty. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Genty, 31 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Throwing Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
To throw, here's Nix. He completes this to Sutton. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Trying to run for it, here's Harvey. And that one opened up for him well, as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Nix. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Nix. Over the middle, it's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot before break. Nix. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And that's going to be short of the landing zone. It doesn't make it there, so that means the ball is going to come out to the 40. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Up the middle, it's Genty. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. From the 50, it's Smith. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Completes this one to Thornton. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Smith. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Tyler Lockett, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. On the handoff, Harvey. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 70 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Here's Nix. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. From 13 yards out. And the Broncos are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means they'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Smith now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On the give, Genty. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 30-yard line. A run straight ahead with Genty. Down at the 25. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. Brock Bowers. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, Nix. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out. One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Working downfield, he's got Thornton. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dante Thornton, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, and this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator, and they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the 4th quarter, and I don't see them looking back.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So here's a 3rd and 14. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down and 3. Smith going to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
That is caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards to the 16 and a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Geno down to throw. Touchdown Raiders. Brock Bowers. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders are able to stretch out their lead. Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.